Alright everyone, in practice this reaction is really not that difficult to do. What we are going to do first is we are going to combine a solution of chromium 3 nitrate that I made by neutralizing chromium 3 carbonate with nitric acid. I then made sure there was an excess of the carbonate in there so that it reacted with all of the nitric acid, and then I dissolved it in a little bit of water. I already went ahead and did that since it was kind of thick and gunky by the time I was done with it. Kind of like chromium nitrate fudge. So, the textbook didn't specify an amount. It just said to use moderately concentrated solutions. So, I'm just going to add an arbitrary amount of water to the potassium thiocyanate here. It's extremely soluble in water, so shouldn't take very much at all. Man, is this endothermic? Because it sure feels like it is. Great. Well, we're going to put that on the heat for a little bit and let that warm up until all of the thiocyanate dissolves. Man, I tell you, it's always something. You can tell I haven't worked with a whole lot of thiocyanates. Anywho, once this is dissolved, all I am going to do is combine these two solutions in the evaporating dish and then heat them over the boiling water for 2 hours. After that, we're going to take the evaporating dish off the heat. We're going to let it cool off in the desiccator so that we don't have to deal with any deliquescence. And after that, we are going to take the solid crystalline mass and we are going to grind that up with ethyl acetate in order to extract out all of the potassium hexathiocyanatochromate and not the potassium nitrate. So yeah, and then we'll just evaporate it down after that. Very, very simple. So, I will come back when this is dissolved and I'm ready to combine these. Okay, I've got my two solutions now, so here is the potassium thiocyanate solution. I really hope I didn't end up using too much water. Oh well, we can always evaporate some down if we need to. And here is the chromium 3 nitrate solution. Oh wow. Okay. We really need to heat this for hours because it looked like it pretty much happened. Alrighty then, well, we will heat this up for a period of time and see what it does, because I really thought it was going to take a lot more effort than that. I'm not really sure. Is it really? Huh. Well, the textbook says to let it heat for a couple hours before we move on, before we evaporate it down, so that's exactly what we're going to do. Alright everyone, I am 1 hour into heating this thing up, and I think we're going to hit the 2-hour time that it calls for in the textbook, just because it looks like it's going to take about that long for it to evaporate down. But you can see we're already getting crystals on the surface. Now these are not pure. There is the other product of the reaction is potassium nitrate, which is why we're going to have to grind up the solid crystal mass that we do get with ethyl acetate in order to extract our product out. It doesn't make it any less pretty though. It really is nice. I was panicking there for a minute because, as you can see, it's kind of like a blue-green when it's hydrated, but when it dries out, it is indeed a nice reddish purple. So, I mean, it looks like we're getting the product we're supposed to get, so yeah, fingers crossed, man. This keeps working out well. I will come back when this is either another hour has passed or it's evaporated down, whichever comes first. Okay, everybody, so it's been just a couple minutes more than 2 hours now, and this is forming a slurry of crystals at this point. I am really not sure what to do at this point because the textbook says to remove the residual liquid from the heat when it will solidify into a mass of crystals. Of course, I don't really know at what point it is going to do that. It just says to concentrate it down until you reach a point where it does that. But, I mean, I'm getting some thick layers of it build up on the stir bar here. I mean, you can see we're getting a constant surface skin of crystals. I don't know. I mean, if I had to guess, I would think that it's probably going to take a little while longer until it's going to completely solidify, but I could be wrong. I'll tell you, it can't hurt to try, right? We'll go ahead and we'll take it off the heat and we'll see what it does. Okay, so as you can see, it wasn't ready yet. It did partially solidify, but it was still very pasty and goopy. So it wasn't ready yet. The problem with this stuff, and I'll show you, as soon as you stop stirring it, it becomes covered with a layer of crystals, and this skin of crystals seems to prevent the rest of the stuff from evaporating out. So you have to stand here and babysit it. You can't heat it up any hotter than this. I mean, chromium nitrate will decompose above 100 degrees C all on its own. I have no idea what would happen if you heated up the potassium hexathiocyanatochromate, but we're not going to find out because I'm not going through all this effort and spending an entire day doing this just to ruin it by being impatient. And as you can see, it's got a beautiful purple color. I mean, this is like a nice dark reddish purple, except where it's, you can see kind of there in little spots. I don't know if you guys can actually see it, where you still see a little bit of that dark bluish green. But now it's pretty much all this nice dark purple, which is just, this is a beautiful color. I love this. I already like purple anyways. It's one of my favorite colors, and especially the dark colors. I don't like the light pastel colors. I'm not that kind of gay. I'm the other kind that really doesn't like light pastel lavenders and pinks and that kind of stuff. I'm what you call heteronormative, I guess. Anywho, I'm going to keep stirring this and letting it evaporate down, and I will come back once this thing is finally ready to put into the desiccator to solidify. Alright everyone, it is ready. Look at this shit. This is beautiful. Look at that. Get a nice close-up here. Oh, that is absolutely gorgeous. It is nice, sparkly, mostly solid. It's got a kind of almost like damp sand-like consistency. So what I am going to do with it now, I am going to transfer this over into this beaker, and I am going to extract this with a few small portions of ethyl acetate. Then I will combine and filter the ethyl acetate extracts, and then we will evaporate off the ethyl acetate in order to get our final purified product. So I am going to go ahead and get that set up. I'll come back once I'm doing the extraction so you guys can see that, and then yeah, we'll move on to evaporating it and we'll be done. Alright, so here we go. We're going to add a little bit of ethyl acetate to this. Oh, well, I might want to get a beaker to pour it into first. That might help. let's see what this stuff does. Can you guys see this? Turn that so you can see it. Okay, I really hope you guys can see all this. I really hope this filters this out. Let's make sure before we pour a shitload in there. Well, it is very dark. Is it clear though? Okay, yes, it looks like it's filtering it out. As usual, y'all know I'm more concerned about getting the pure product than getting a great yield necessarily, especially this being the first time I've ever done it. Well, the first successful time. I tried it originally the way Inorganic Laboratory Preparations describes it, with using molten potassium thiocyanate, and what a clusterfuck. Oh my god, that was a nightmare. Now maybe if you have a better apparatus where you have better control over the heating than I did, maybe you'd have an easier time of it. Okay, it looks like our product is indeed quite soluble in ethyl acetate. So I'm already seeing bits of what has to be potassium nitrate that's being decolorized. You see, we still got a lot of it in here, but it's already little bits of it. See? I don't know if you can see that. Where the color is being extracted out. I probably should have used hot ethyl acetate. I don't know. I could not find any data whatsoever about how soluble potassium nitrate was or wasn't in ethyl acetate. I would assume that good old Gert Schlesinger wouldn't have us use it if it was, but this is the same guy that wanted me to use molten potassium thiocyanate, and who knows what the fuck is wrong with that. That's not the first synthesis written by old Gert there that didn't, it was kind of like going around your elbow to get to your asshole. For like, what? I couldn't, I don't know. If you check my Facebook account, you can see posts of me bitching about Gert and the way he lies. Gert lies to you. Sabotages your shit from all the way back in 1960. What the fuck ever. Okay, yeah. See? There we go. You can see that's definitely getting paler now. And since I don't want to go through all of my ethyl acetate, we're going to stop there. I mean, obviously, we could keep going and extract it all out, but I just want it to be pure. I don't care if I get every little bit of it. You know, normally I don't do the full-on synthesis to try to save materials, but this time I did. It just seemed practical to do it that way, and I'm really glad that I did, because this is a really fucking beautiful compound. This is really gorgeous. I love this color. Alright, everybody. As you can see, this stuff is very thick. You've got to keep stirring it for this part as well if you want to evaporate out the ethyl acetate, because it forms a thick sludge with it. But anyway, I mean, you can see the final compound here. All I'm going to do now is just continue drying it out. So, I mean, I have no idea how long this is going to take. So, I mean, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and end the video. You can see it here. There's the solid caked all over the sides. So, yeah. I mean, you know, if you want to see a picture of the final stuff when it's in a bottle, check my Facebook account. The link is down in the description. I post all kinds of stuff about follow-up pictures to experiments that I've done that have made it into videos. I post stuff about experiments that don't make it into videos, so check there if you want to see a picture of this stuff when it was all said and done. But I mean, there we go. That is it. That is the final compound. Just gotta get the ethyl acetate out of it so it's not mud anymore. But anyway, and it's going to take some time, I think, under vacuum as well to really get the last of it out. So that's going to probably take overnight. So anyway, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe, please. The more the merrier. Share the video. Comment. I always love your comments. I try to respond to every single one. If you don't at least get one of those little heart thingies from me, or some kind of reply of some kind, I did not see your comment. Because YouTube is up to its usual bullshit, where sometimes comments just don't show up. And I know that somebody left one because I get a notification of it, but I can't respond to it. I can't see it no matter what I do. So, yeah. That really pisses me off when that happens. So, anyway, I don't want to leave on such a negative note, so I will just say thank you again, all the viewers, all the subscribers. You guys fucking rock. And until the next one, y'all, I will see you later.